everybody, time now for my 2014 college previews to resume as we will head to South Florida, visit Sebastian, and of course the Miami Hurricanes out of the ACC Coastal Division. You know, last season for the U, they began rocking like a hurricane, winning their first 7 games, getting all the way to 7th in the nation. Then they played undefeated and 3rd-ranked Florida State, what will be a defining game for both teams. After one half, it was still anybody's game, with Miami only down by a touchdown. And then in the third quarter, it was a nightmare for the U as it turned to couple of turnovers, plus they couldn't convert on 4th down on their best drive of the second half, and plus on the very play that they couldn't convert, Duke Johnson, their everything running back, broke his ankle on that play, gone for the year. Meantime, Florida State in that particular second half outscored Miami 20-0, won the game 41-14, and the rest is history. Florida State went on to win the national title. Miami, by the way, started off rocking like a hurricane, ended up finishing like a bunch of candy canes, winning only 2 of their last 6 after the 7-0 start. So entering 2014, what do Al Golden and the U have to do to make it right? For one, they got to play better on defense. It's that simple. They seem to wear out down the stretch. They gave up about 40 points per ball game in those November showdowns, and that included the bowl game in which Louisville annihilated them. And that means that Denzel Perryman, their all-everything linebacker, has to get more help. Came back for his senior year, was no question benefit the Hurricanes, has the size to play on the next level, and by the way, can cover the field laterally very, very well. And would have been really beneficial if Alex Figueroa had been able to come back as well, but just a few weeks ago got kicked off the team, so naturally that doesn't help matters. Looking at the secondary for Miami, you're talking about Rashawn Jenkins. He comes back at safety, had a monster game last year against Florida in that victory. And then Dallas Crawford, the one-time running back, who, by the way, played at running back, started after the injury to Johnson, will now play at safety. And that's because they've got more depth at running back now, does Miami. So Dallas Crawford will play the other safety, and you have Tracy Howard back at the corner spot. He's a good one. So Miami's got the athletes, but let's see if they can play better defensively. And defensive line-wise, Anthony Chickalo, he can get into the backfield. He's back as well, and as well as defensive tackle Olsen Pierre. Miami did a good job last year against the pass, but against the run, that was another story. Gave up about 180 yards rushing per game, so they got to shore that up. Looking at the special teams, Pat O'Donnell, he was a dang good punter. He's gone, so that hurts. So now Matt Goodis, the place kicker, looks like he's going to be doing double duty at kicker and at punter. Offensively, we mentioned him before, Duke Johnson. He is the everything for Miami at running back. He was about to get 1,000 yards, game number 8 against Florida State, and then that third quarter injury, and that was it for him. He's added about 15 pounds thanks to the weight room. So now, if you thought he was hard to tackle before, you see nothing yet. And now he's got a quality backup. It looks like Joseph Yearby, who was one of the top running backs in the country in high school, right out of Miami, by the way. Miami Central, a darn good prep school. Looks like he could be the backup for Johnson, so that will definitely add some depth there. Wide receiver-wise, most of the receivers are back, but they do lose the best of the bunch, in my opinion, in Alan Hearns, who caught 62 passes a year ago. So Stacey Coley, who returns kicks and punts, now will be the number 1 receiver, it would appear. Last season, had 7 TDs. Herb Waters is also back, and Philip Dorsett, as well as Malcolm Lewis, a couple of guys who played last year but were injury-riddled, should contribute this season. Hopefully, in their case, they can stay healthy. 3 offensive linemen come back, but they've got to retool the right side. And quarterback-wise, that's going to be the biggest mystery for Miami, in my opinion, because of the fact that Stephen Morris is gone, and Ryan Williams, who looked like was going to be the starter, got injured during the springtime, had the ACL injury. So there's going to be a lot of inexperience there. Kevin Olsen, last time I heard, was the leading guy, but did not play well during the spring game. Schedule-wise, it's going to be tough for Miami. 5 games in the month of September. No bye weeks at all. 5 games in 26 days. Opening up with new ACC opponent, Louisville. They replaced Maryland, who went to the Big Ten. That's right, Louisville, the team that beat them in that bowl game a year ago. So it's Miami at Louisville on Labor Day night on a Monday. You have games against Duke at home, the defending Coastal champion, and you're playing at Nebraska. That'll be a tough game in Lincoln. You can get through September with a 4-1 record or better than the forecast looks better. October, you host AAC opponent, probably the favorite to win the American Championship. That would be Cincinnati. Get them at home, but playing at Tech is a stinker. Tech should be better. Virginia Tech, the Hokies, playing them at Blacksburg. And then November will ease up a little bit with the exception of the Florida State game, the rematch, but you do get them at home. Florida State will be #1 or #2 in the country, them or Alabama. You at least get 2 weeks to prepare for the Seminoles, but I don't think it'll make that much of a difference. Florida State's still on a higher level. Best case scenario, I've got Miami at 10-2 with the Florida State loss. And I do think Miami's going to lose one game at least in the month of September. I hate the fact that their bye week doesn't come until October. Worst case scenario, a 6-6 record. Defense still has to prove to me that they've gotten better, and the quarterback position is still very green for the U. Likely scenario, I would say Miami 8-4. They've done a pretty good job recruiting. I give Al Golden credit. Remember the self-imposed sanctions, the probation, that officially doesn't end until 2016. They did lose a few scholarships as a result. I'm going to say that they finished 3rd in the Coastal Division, 5-3 record overall. Miami does get their fair share of pretty good athletes, but as far as a unit right now, I don't think they're all the way gelled yet. And again, the quarterback position and the overall defense, they've got nice pieces, but still, I'm not settled yet as far as Miami. Even though they're in a winnable division, the Coastal, I still don't know if the U's all the way back. Only time's going to tell that. Another college preview coming soon. Hope to see you then.